Good afternoon. Welcome to my daily Facebook Live broadcast. My name is Barry Selby. I am a passionate champion of the Divine Feminine, a best-selling author, speaker, and relationship attraction expert, and I help strong, successful women find balance in love, life, and business. And this is kind of an ongoing topic in a way. To preface this, I posted on my wall today an interview I had yesterday, or I should say a conversation I had yesterday with a dear friend of mine, Diane Kaiser. I keep pronouncing her last name bad. My apologies, Diane. That we went into a deep talk about abuse and sexual misconduct in the context of harassment, but also in sexual assault as well. So it wasn't pretty. I did a Facebook Live yesterday afternoon on a topic about the shame component that so many people take on after being abused. But what I'm taking today's topic is out of that context and into a bigger conversation, because to be really honest and simple about this, the shame component I talked about yesterday is driven by a voice inside. And so today's topic, excuse me, interesting voice gets caught up in choking when I'm trying to express this. Okay, let's get back on topic. Excuse me a second, I have to get my throat working properly again. The topic today, by the way, this is Messages from the Masculine number 184. Yes, 184 of these. Is around the topic of which voice runs you. And I can say more politely saying which voice do you listen to, but the truth of this context, I should say the framing of what I want to talk about today, and to hopefully give you some insight with and support with, is that you have voices in your head, in your awareness, in your consciousness, that may not be working together for your highest good. I'll let you sit with that for a second. You may be telling yourself stuff that isn't your voice, first of all. Many of us, and I did myself, have had the experience of listening to a voice that wasn't ours inside, when nobody else was around. A parental voice, or a teacher's voice, or an elder's voice that is running tapes in our head when we're alone, as in they're not here telling us directly in person, but we're responding and reacting to life based on somebody else's input. Now, if you're trusting a voice that is wiser than your own, that's a good thing. I've had direct experiences of what I would call the voice of spirit whispering in my ear when it came to write my book. And in fact, my book happened a lot more quickly because I finally stopped arguing with that voice inside. So there are voices that I recommend listening to, those voices of guidance, and including voices outside of yourself, such as coaches and other guides, people who I listen to as well. That's why I became one. But there are also the voices that don't serve you, the voices that put you in a place where, for example, as I spoke about yesterday, if you were sexually assaulted when you were younger, you get ashamed of it because somebody told you shouldn't stand up and talk about it, perhaps. So I'm talking about this voice running you, covering a wide gamut of your expression. Because the thing is, this may be something that impacts your ability to get up in the morning and go to work out. Perhaps the voice tells you to stay in bed. Maybe. But it can also go to the extreme of being one that holds you back from being able to speak the truth when you actually had something happen to you. So that voice that runs you may not be serving you for your highest good. It may be trying to, well, let me put it this way. Just let another piece come in. Bear with me as I just realign my work, my message. We are wired inside with experiences that we learn as we grow from being very young. Some of those experiences were put in there or were taken on because of things that happened that weren't ideal for us. Some of those experiences have been wonderful, exciting, joyful experiences. Some of the experiences were painful, upsetting, and unsafe. We have parts of ourselves, aspects, voices, if you're going to call them that as well, that their primary focus is to keep us safe. However, the way that they keep us safe may not be the best way nowadays than it was when we were 5 years old. Hope this is making sense to you. This is a powerful piece of teaching I'm giving you right now. It's one of the biggest pieces of the learning I had when I was going through my journey of understanding this work before I started teaching this. We carry inside of us reflexive responses to the way things happen in the world that when we were younger were probably probably done as an immediate reaction to keep us safe from something happening to us. But as an adult, they actually hold us back from actually being able to connect, to be able to love, to receive love, to be in a healthy relationship. And the second part of that is that those programs that we put in, those patterns we took in and put on ourselves, oftentimes put us at risk because they put us in situations where we won't be loved or respected or cared for. Because we think, or I should say we don't think, it's subconscious. The programming inside is running a tape that is no longer valid. So that voice that's running you might be wired into that programming. In fact, it likely is wired into that programming. We run voices in our head, as it were, those programs, those beliefs, from when we were little kids, 5 years old or younger, that perhaps our parents said to us, and said things in a way that we took on as being viscerally cautionary, but in fact maybe just been throwaway statements on their part, but we took it to a deeper level because 90% of the time we don't understand what our parents are asking of us. Just the way it works. So you're really realizing by now that the deck is stacked in a way that may not be in your highest alignment. Before you get too depressed and want to say you don't want to listen to me anymore, before you get there, I just want to say this piece. All of this is changeable. You have a power in you naturally to change what happens, because first of all, that voice in your head doesn't actually run you. As I said, what voice runs you is because you don't take a moment to go, excuse me, who is that voice? I mean, it's as simple as it sounds. One of the biggest things, or one of the most powerful things you can do to change the course of your life and the way things happen in your life is to actually stop and ask where the voice is coming from. I mentioned that I had an argument with Spirit about writing my book. This still small voice, as they call it. I heard it in the back of my head for two and a half weeks after I asked what to do with the content I'd created. And the voice would just simply say, write a book. And it would keep saying that. And I didn't want to do it. And so I argued with that voice. And finally I turned to it and really, for the first time, was kind of got a sense of where that voice was coming from. What was that voice about? And also challenged it and said, okay, fine. If you want me to write the book, how do I do it? And it showed me. And that's how I wrote. That's pretty much how I laid my book out, to be really transparent. And I've had, to be truthful, other voices that weren't as complimentary or supportive or as effective in my life too. So I know what this feels like to have a voice running the show, a program that's running automatically, that is holding us back from living life fully. So this little chat, this little inspirational talk is a nudge in that direction to say, are you letting voices run you, letting programs run you that don't get you where you want to go? Part of the work as a coach, and there are many coaches out there, especially in this town, is to help you get clear where you really want to go and to stop the voices that are running limited thoughts inside of you from doing what they're doing, so you can actually get where you want to go. For most of us, taking charge and dominion over those voices is not something we can do on our own. Actually, it sometimes needs us to go find somebody else who can help us, because that other person doesn't have to listen to those voices like we do. They can actually go, they can actually inquire and ask us where the voice is coming from, because we'll forget. Because for many of us, having been on the planet for more than 5, 10, 15 years, have had these voices running for a long time. So that's one reason it's good to have a coach, is someone who can stand outside of you and witness what's going on, and then give you feedback and also check in with where you are, so you know, oh, I didn't notice I was off track. I didn't notice I was listening to a limiting voice. So my question to you, as I summarize this, is what voice is running you? What voice is taking charge of your life every day that isn't the voice you necessarily want? Now, if your life's going great, maybe you want to keep listening to that voice. But if your life isn't going the way you want it in certain areas, be it money, health, relationships, whichever, maybe you want to consider listening to a different voice, or actually shutting the voice down so you can actually be able to get what you want. I'm going to leave you with that as a thought for the weekend. Yeah, that'll keep you going. This is my daily Facebook Live, Messages from the Masculine, number 184. They're actually called Messages from the Masculine to inspire the feminine heart, because most of these talks are designed to help women be more powerful, more holistic, more supported, and more effective in the world. Particularly the last two broadcasts I did, yesterday's and Thursdays, today's Saturday, were more about empowerment, especially around listening to your own intuition, also to really taking charge in your life and not letting things take you out like they do. And if you have a chance to, I recommend watching the interview, the conversations I had earlier. I actually had yesterday, but I got the chance to put the link out today, of the talk I did with my friend Diane. It was a deep, deep conversation. But otherwise, I'll be back in tomorrow with another broadcast. That'll be number 185. This is my daily Facebook Live. If you find this is of value to you, please get in touch with me. I can help you out if you want to go further. If you want to watch my other broadcasts, I keep them more saved on my website, which is barryselby.com, and they're on the video blog. And every single one, including this one, which will be up soon, will be listed there. You can scan through them and peruse the ones you want to watch. They're also on my business page on Facebook and also on YouTube. If you want support in the area of love and relationships, if you're feeling stuck in your life, this is where my work shines. I can help you with that. If you feel that somebody should watch this because perhaps their voice is louder than you think it should be, the inner voice that is, please share it with them. And with that, I just want to say thank you for watching. Thanks for always being a fan of my work. Well, at least I hope you are. And I'll be back again tomorrow. And with that, I'll say goodnight, or see you later at least, and I'll be back in tomorrow. All right? Take care. Bye.